Thank you. Good evening to everyone. It's Tuesday, February 23rd. We're voting tonight on just one bill that we received from the Senate the other day. We had our hearing earlier today. It's Senate Bill 218. I will go to Delegate Lukey, who's probably passing this off to an awesome delegate from Rockville. But Delegate Lukey, Revenue Subcommittee Chair.
I will pass it off to Delegate Polakovich-Carr.
All right, Delegate Polakovich-Carr, please tell us about the bill and make a motion.
I've never gotten to do this before. I feel very honored. Thank you, Madam Chair and Mr. Subcommittee Chair. So SB 218 provides 2 refundable tax credit for low-income Marylanders. One creates the Maryland Child Tax Credit specified to children under the age of 17 who are disabled. And then there's a second tax credit, which has to do with our state's earned income tax credit, and it would make taxpayers who file their taxes using an ITIN, an individual taxpayer identification number, eligible for that tax credit. I move favorable.
Second.
I'm sorry, I missed it as I was being told that somebody was missing. Now, was there an amendment to the bill?
No amendments.
No amendments. I apologize. There's been a motion. Is there a second?
Yes, a second.
Second. Questions? And I do see you both there, Delegate Buckle. You do both count there on one camera. So you should put your masks on, don't you think?
Well, unfortunately, we just went to dinner together and we're like seated beside each other for probably an hour or so. So unfortunately, we've probably already mixed our things. What I would like to ask is, and maybe Delegate Lukey may be the best to remember this or not, when the EITC portion of the Relief Act bill was before us a week or so ago, it seems like forever ago, but I think it was last week. I recall there being some type of discussion on the floor about an amendment, a committee amendment or an agreed amendment that would limit the application of the EITC provision of that bill to those who still resided in the state of Maryland at the time of their filing. And maybe I'm getting that wrong, and maybe Delegate Lukey remembers, but I remember briefly having that conversation, perhaps Eric, with you and maybe with the minority whip, that you were going to offer something to that effect. And yeah. Getting that wrong, or would that still be applicable to this bill to say that those who are getting the benefit would have to be residents of Maryland or residing in Maryland at the time that they are actually filing and receiving the EITC refund?
So it's not an issue in this bill because that floor amendment that we added was related not to the EITC in the Relief Act, but to the $500 and $300
stimulus
payment. Because that stimulus payment was tied to the 2019 EITC, we had to make sure we were only sending it to people that still lived in the state of Maryland. But in order to qualify for this, you would have to be a resident of the state of Maryland. You're filing your taxes as a resident of the state of Maryland.
Okay, I mean, and the only reason I asked that is because there was some discussion about individuals who come in for part of the year to participate in our seafood industry. Some of them through various work visa programs, crab picking houses, other things of that nature, who never really, who certainly pay Maryland taxes, I assume, because they're employed and they get taxes withheld, but they never really establish any type of residency in Maryland, and they may in fact travel back and live in their native country for the majority of the year outside of the work season, or they may go to another state, to Louisiana or Florida, and work in the industry in those states. Would they still be eligible to pay and get money back under the EITC provisions here?
It's a question for Delegate Polakovich-Carr.
Okay.
So existing state law for the EITC does have a provision that does, in the case of someone who's only a part year resident, where the amount of the credit is tied to how much of your income was made in the state. And
so
I don't
there's some type of a formula,
but perhaps Mr. Butler could elaborate more. But there already is a discount for people who are, not of their income in the state of Maryland, or only here for part of the year.
Okay.
Also for somebody who moved here from another state, or moves out of the state halfway through the year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions for Delegate Polakovich-Carr, Delegate Lukey, or for George? Wow, that was quick. Okay. There's been a motion and a second. Pat, we'll take a roll call vote.
Okay, Delegate Washington.
Not here.
Okay, Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Butler,
No.
Delegate Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Buckle,
No.
Delegate Ebersol,
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes.
Delegate Guyton,
Yes.
Delegate Hartman,
No.
Delegate Hornberger,
No.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones,
Yes.
Delegate Lasanti,
No.
Delegate Long,
No.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plakovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
No.
Delegate Shoemaker,
No.
Delegate Smith,
Yes.
Delegate Wilkins,
Yes.
6, 7,
Please, can you count that up? Was that 8 or 9 no's?
8 against.
These are
8 against, 13 in favor. Let's all say hello to Delegate Rose's young friend there. Hello.
Yes, this is Mike's grandson, Chase. Say hi to everybody.
All right, I believe it passed 13 to 8. Is that the correct count, Pat?
That's correct.
Okay, I believe that's the only business we had on our agenda besides saying hello to Delegate Young.
He's saying, say goodbye to everybody.
I'm seeing the wave. Is there anything else? There's nothing else on the voting agenda. Is there anything else for the good of the body? Then thank you all tonight for this quick vote, and see you on the floor on Thursday. And let's stay healthy. Senators are maybe in the COVID, so let's be careful.